What if I told you that everything you've been taught about what women want is a lie? What if deep down it's not about flowers, sweet words, or playing the hero? What if the truth is far darker, far more strategic and far more ruthless than anyone has ever let on? If you're tired of guessing, of chasing answers you'll never find, then it's time to face the cold, hard truth. Women don't want what society tells you they do. What they really want from men is far more complex and far more Machiavellian. So get ready to open your eyes. Today we're pulling back the curtain and revealing the raw, unfiltered reality of what women truly desire. Forget the fairy tales, forget the nice guy tactics. We're diving into the philosophy of power, desire, and strategy with a heavy dose of Machiavelli and Stoicism. The power of dominance, the first thing women crave. Let's get one thing straight. Women want power. Not the fake surface-level power that comes with social media, fame, or a flashy car number. They crave a deep, unwavering, authentic power, a man who knows what he wants, who makes decisions with authority, who stands firm in his convictions without flinching. Machiavelli was clear on this. The wise man does at once what the fool does. Finally, women don't want a man who hesitates, who second guesses, or who is afraid to make tough calls. They want a man who leads with certainty, a man who can command a room and take control of a situation without needing validation from anyone. Power isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and psychological. Women are drawn to men who exude an undeniable sense of authority, even if it's not always obvious at first glance. And when you show up with this kind of power, you become irresistible. You're not just a man to admire. You're a force to be reckoned with. This is the power that makes women feel safe, and at the same time, deeply intrigued. It's not about force. It's about control, emotional control, personal control, and the ability to shape the world around you. Stoic detachment, the secret to women's heart. Machiavelli wasn't the only one who understood the appeal of control. The Stoics knew it too, the ability to remain detached, unshaken by the storms of emotion or external circumstances, is something that drives women wild. Why? Because women are conditioned to seek out stability, to find security in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. When a man can master his emotions, when he can sit in a room full of tension and remain completely calm, that is the kind of man who commands respect. It's the man who doesn't let his emotions dictate his actions. And it's the man who holds back when everyone else is scrambling to please. The Stoics taught us that true power lies in control over the self. When you can remain unruffled, when you are impervious to the whims of fate, you become the most attractive thing a woman could ever find. She'll be drawn to your unshakable presence because deep down, she knows you're not like other men. You're the calm in the storm. And that's what women crave: certainty, consistency, and strength in the face of adversity. The ruthless strategy, the Machiavellian mindset. If you want to know what women really want from men, it's not just emotional control or physical power. It's the ruthless ability to manipulate situations to your advantage. Machiavelli himself said the ends justify the means. Women, more than anything, want a man who can play the game. They want someone who is strategic, who doesn't just react but anticipates. A man who plays the long game, who manipulates the dynamics around him to always come out on top. This isn't about being cruel or malicious. This is about understanding the rules of the game and playing it with intelligence. It's about knowing how to leverage your strengths, how to keep your weaknesses hidden, and how to outsmart your opponents. In this case, other men. Women don't want to be the prize. They want to be the partner to a man who can offer them an exciting, unpredictable and strategically rewarding life. A Machiavellian man doesn't leave his future to chance. He shapes it with every choice he makes. And this is what women are drawn to. They want to feel the thrill of being with someone who is constantly ahead of the curve, someone who can navigate the highs and lows of life with calculated precision. The art of mystery keep her guessing. If there's one thing that women can't resist, it's a man who keeps them guessing. The greatest mistake most men make is laying everything out on the table too soon, revealing their cards before they even know if the woman is interested. But women, they thrive on mystery. They don't want to know everything about you right away. They want to uncover it slowly, piece by piece. Machiavelli knew this better than anyone. It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles. The same applies to your relationship with her. You don't earn respect by showing her everything you have. You earn it by revealing bits of yourself over time, keeping her intrigued, making her want more. This is the art of seduction that Machiavelli would have appreciated, making her chase the feeling of discovery. When you keep her wondering about you, when she can't quite figure you out, she becomes obsessed with finding out more. And that obsession will keep her coming back for more. Women don't want a man who's already been figured out. They want the challenge, the mystery, the pursuit, what she really wants. A man who is above it all. The cold truth is, women don't want a man who's desperate. They don't want someone who's constantly seeking their approval or scrambling to meet their every need. No, what they want is a man who is above it all. A man who has his own life, his own path, and doesn't need anyone to complete him. Machiavelli made this clear. He who is highly esteemed is not easily caught. This isn't about being aloof or emotionally distant. It's about being self-sufficient, self-assured, and having the confidence to stand alone when necessary. Women are drawn to men who don't depend on them for validation. They want someone who's powerful in his own right, who has a life outside of her. And when you have your own goals, your own success, your own power, that is what truly makes you irresistible. A man who doesn't chase women, but instead focuses on his own growth and success, becomes the kind of man that women want to be with. They're attracted to a man who is hard to attain. Not because he's playing games, but because he has better things to do. And when she sees that, she can't help but want you more. So the next time you find yourself wondering what women really want, remember this: they don't want your charm, your attention, or your attempts at pleasing them. They want your power, your control, your strategy, and your mystery. They want a man who knows who he is, who stands firm in his beliefs, and who plays the game of life like a master. Don't be the man who chases after what he thinks she wants. Be the man who makes her chase after you. Because once you embrace this mindset, you'll realize that women don't just want to be with you. They want to be captivated by you. They want the kind of man that only a select few can ever become. Now I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Have you ever caught yourself chasing the wrong things? Drop a comment and let me know how you plan to shift your mindset moving forward. Don't forget to subscribe, because this is just the beginning. The real power lies in knowing what you truly deserve.